Alright, welcome back. So we are going to implement a more sophisticated system to tell it when to play full body and half body. So I have to have a full body and half body animation that I can use. And that means caching. So I'm going to drag out from here and do a cache. Okay. Right, this cache, if you recall, this animation is blending, right? It's doing half body. So we can call this guy half body animation, or we can call this attack half body animation, or just half body animation, right? This is just half body, okay. And then we can this ability is actually the full body, okay. With the ability, we can either just cache it, call it full body, or we can just use this one right away. But this is playing the full body because it doesn't have the blending, and this is playing the half body. So to determine which one to play, I can create a node called blend pose by bool. Blend poses by bool. Bool. Okay. And here we just need to pass in the boolean to determine which one do we play. And there is also a blending time that we can specify. So what this means is that we use the ability cache. We can basically grab this guy and Ctrl W. This is gonna be the full body. I'm gonna drag it to the top. Okay, and this is half body, so I'm gonna use the half body animation. And this is the half body. Okay, so I can use the boolean to determine, do I play full body or do I play a half body? Okay, so now if that goes to the result, if this is off, then we're playing the false, which is half body. Right, go ahead and play. You can see that's exactly what we're getting. And here, if we are saying, let's play the full body, right? Now you can see we're playing the full body. Okay. Alright, so here we can just somehow determine what do we play by passing in the boolean that we can use game logic to figure out. Okay, when you need to have something, you need to actually go back to set it up in the event graph. Okay. Oh, before we do that though, the place we determine when do we want to play the full body and half body is actually in the animation montage, because that's the animation actually is where we do determine, do we want to play full body or half body, right? For example, when we get started and before we do this, maybe we want to still play the full body, sorry, the half body, because she's not really spinning yet. And when she's spinning, I want to play full body because I want that bottom spinning. And when she landed, I want to go back to play half body again. So full body is only happening in this time period. Right. Now luckily you can set up notifiers right here. So go to this particular time that I want to start playing the full body. I can right click, add a notify, and I can create a new notify. I can call this one notify start attack, start full body attack. Or just full body should be fine. And after a little while, when she landed, maybe right here I can right click again and say a new notify. We're gonna name this guy start half body. Okay. Well, that's gonna give me a nice boolean trigger to trigger the half or full body. Okay, so those are notifiers that we set up in the animation. They're not really doing anything yet, they're just there. But when the animation hit those particular pins, that particular event will be fired. And if you want to subscribe to that event, you can go to your blueprints event graph, and you can just tap in that notify name you just created, like start full body, for example. So when the animation hit that particular pin, this will be called, and we just set up a boolean for that. So I'm going to create a variable, and I'm going to call this full body, or should do full body, just to be specific. Okay, and I'm going to holding down Alt and drag it out. I'm going to set it to true. Okay, and the other notify we created, which is start half body. That's when we Ctrl W and duplicate this guy. We're going to set it to false. Okay. Now this particular boolean will be on and off based on where the animation is. So it's going to be off in the default settings, and it's going to turn on when we reach this pin, and when we land it here, it's going to be turned off again. Okay, so we have a good boolean now to control it. Back here to the animation graph, I can then pass my boolean in, just drag it over here. All right, compile and save. Now if we go ahead and play, you can see I'm playing the animation full body when I'm spinning, but stops that when I land it. Okay, now this is something quite weird here. When I'm landing, that the transition is like too fast. It's like too much energy happening down there, and that's something we can tweak by change the blend time. In this case, just the false one, because that's the blending out part. Instead of 0.1, I can change it to 0.3, so we're blending with more time, and that should give us better result. Yeah, that's it. So you can change the blending time in that layer blend by bool. Alright, great. So just one more thing we wanted to set up, which is when we're standing still, I still kind of want that full body to play all the time. Right? I don't want it to stop playing the full body when she's landed because she's not moving, right? So I want to play the full body animation. In this case, I somehow have to make this a little bit more specific. Instead of using that bool, I'm also wanting to see if I'm running forward or I'm standing still. Now there's one thing we can actually get, one information we can get, which is the velocity, right? Remember that velocity we're getting here? We can drag this velocity here, and we can get the length of that velocity, vector length, here. And if this length is not 0, that means our speed is not 0. That means we're moving. So when we're moving, we kind of wanted to not play the, or let's say when we are not moving, that's when we want to play the full body. So let's say if we're not moving, that means it's smaller or equal to 0, or let's change that to smaller than 0.01. So we're barely moving, right? If we are not quite moving here, we also want to do the full body. So here I need to have an or. Oops, not bitwise, that's something deeper. We can do just a boolean or. Okay, so if any of these two conditions are true, we're playing full body. Means if we're moving really slow, like really slow, right, I want to play the full body. Or if we need to play full body because we're spinning, and that's the two situations that I wanted to play the true pose, which is going to be the full body ability, which that is the one we're not blending, and we will play the half body when we are not fulfilling those two requirements. Okay, so compile and save that. Back here, go ahead and play. You can see now when I'm standing still, I'm playing the full body all together. Okay, but when I'm running, I'm doing that full body only when I'm spinning. Alright, so this is a much better blending of the attack, and I think that's what we do now for this animation montage. We can set up something more complicated later on if we have some more time, but I'm expecting this tutorial to get pretty long because we have a lot of things to cover. So let's keep things simple for now. Okay, so moving on to the next, we're actually going to go ahead and do some ground up work for the ability system to set everything up. Alright, see you next time.